Hi everyone, welcome back to Road to Damascus. Today I want to discuss one of the arguments that is made in support of the created origins of the universe. This argument is called the fine-tuning argument. And the fine-tuning argument basically stipulates that in our universe there are several physical constants that have certain precise values, that if they are not had those precise values, the complex universe as you have it and the complex life as you have it would not have been possible or would not have been supported. Right. So an example of such physical constant is a gravitational constant. Now, if the gravitational constant had either a larger or smaller value, there's a high probability that stars would not have formed, or even if they had formed, they would have burned out too quickly. Another is a cosmological constant that if it had been slightly larger, the universe would have expanded too rapidly, and if it had been slightly lower, the universe would have collapsed back on itself. So there are other physical constants that all of them have been observed to have the set of precise values that allow complex life to evolve or to exist. Now, the way people try to answer this fine-tuning observation is that one, it's just necessary that those constants have those values, meaning those constants must have those values just by their nature. But there's no evidence or scientific evidence that says that these gravitational constants, cosmological constants, must have those values in and of themselves by their nature. They only happen to have those values that support life, right? So there's nothing that constrains them within that narrow set of values or that narrow set of bands. So we can cross out necessity as an explanation. The next is that it happens to be by chance, right? So we live in a universe that we are just extremely lucky that it happened, that all these specific constants have the precise set of values that allow complex life to evolve or to exist. And actually, if you look at the probability that that happens is astronomically low, that is practically zero. So in all practical fairness, right, the possibility that this happens by chance is nearly zero, or is even zero practically. So you can also cross out the idea of chance or luck explaining this fine-tuning observation. Others have tried to explain the fine-tuning observation by invoking a new position called the multiverse position, right? So they say we don't only have one universe, but we have an ensemble of universes or a cluster of universes, and we just happen to live in one of those universes that supports life as you have it. So they say, well, it's not surprising that we live in a universe that supports life because there are so many other universes. We just happen to believe in the one that supports life, or that has these specific constants having those specific values that support life. And the problem I find with that is that you don't only have the problem of explaining the origins of one universe, but you also explain the origins of several universes, number one, and also you run into the having to use the anthropic principle that says that we are only able to observe these gravitational constants or physical constants having these values because they had those values that allowed us to become observers in the first place. So you run into this sort of circular argument. So I'm not such a huge fan of the multiverse hypothesis, even though people make it. And finally, there's the creator or the intelligent designer argument, that you have an intelligent designer that created the universe. And that says that, okay, the universe is we have just one universe, and you have an intelligent designer that sets these physical constants to the precise values that allow life to be supported. Now, objectors to this say, well, you run into the problem of if you have a complex designer, then who created that complex design? And so you have this infinite regression argument. Now, to address this infinite regression argument, I'm going to spend more time explaining how to debunk this infinite regression argument in my next video. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe to the Road to Damascus YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.